This morning, we're excited to continue with what we like to do every summer, is allow folks in our church to share their testimony. And this morning, we've asked Jeremy O'Banion if he would come and share what Christ has done in his heart.
Well, part of my worst nightmare has begun. There was no sound whenever he said my name. And secondly, Whitney just told me, unbeknownst to you, a story that I guess was supposed to encourage me. He said, "Man, you'll do great." He said, "Did you know that when I gave my first testimony, as soon as it was over with, I had to go to the bathroom and I got really sick." So thank you for encouraging me, Whitney. My name is Jeremy O'Banion. My wife and I have been members at First Pres for more than 10 years. We have two 11-year-old precious sons. If you have met them, you know that many other words can be used to describe them as well. When Nancy Spiller contacted me to speak about what God is doing in my life and the life of my family, I immediately thought two things. One, no elder was available to speak to you today. And two, maybe she finally decided to let me sing a solo, even though I can't carry a tune in a proverbial bucket. Seriously, in order to prepare for this morning, I did ask my two sons how God was at work in our lives. Both seemed convinced that God was at work in every aspect of our lives. I know that God is working in my life because I now have a genuine desire within my heart to model godly attributes for my sons and others instead of watching nonstop ESPN. I genuinely attempt to get out of my comfort zone in an effort to work for or love others. I now realize, after years of living a somewhat self-centered existence, that my daily goal is to serve God with every ounce of my being, with everything that I say, think, and do. Such a realization can only come from God working on my stubborn heart. My wife suggested that I use the word stubborn in the previous sentence. I am now aware that I may not have known the true condition of my heart had it not been through the grace of God and a church that is willing to go deeper into Christ and further into the world. I've always been involved in church, but did not understand that there is a significant difference between being involved with a church and accepting Christ and living your life for Him. For my family, that meant examining all of my habits and my family's habits to ensure that we are keeping Christ the priority. These include very basic things like striving to attend church and Sunday school every Sunday and tithing regularly, to not so basic things like walking with God regardless of whether things are good or not so good. Faith in God seems to be easy to talk about, but not so easy to live out when things are not going my way. After all is said and done, I can truthfully say that God is definitely at work in my life and my family's life. We now walk much closer with God, but realize that the goal is total commitment in every area of our lives. Kind of scary, but just as Philippians chapter 4, verse 13 promises, we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. Thank you for your time, and may God bless you.
Thank you, Jeremy. So glad to have you on the Board of Deacons, and appreciate that powerful testimony. And what you didn't mention is the difficulty now to be speaking and having rows of gorgeous, faithful women behind me, to which you should pay more attention. However, thank you all for being the Father's Day choir. That was great, really great.